Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. My name is Scott Reich, and this is Crime Talk, the most fact-driven, unbiased, true crime channel. Let's get to the docket. We have an abbreviated docket today because we're traveling. I'll talk about that more in a minute. First on the docket, a big preliminary hearing regarding the Barry Morphew matter. Already some bombshell news. Second, as I stated, we are in Idaho Falls, Idaho, and we took a little drive up to Rexburg, Idaho to get eyes on the ground, on person, and seeing what is taking place. We got a good feel for the town today. A lot of things to come. And then finally, our dumb criminal contestant of the day. Let's talk about it. Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. This is Scott Reich. Thanks for watching. As I stated, we are on the road, so we're going to do a real quick rundown here. First, big preliminary hearing for the case of Barry Morphew. Now, we here at Crime Talk sent Julie, our young producer, down there to get in line early so that she could be in the courtroom. And guess where she is? That's right. She was there at 6 a.m. this morning, the second person in line, so she is in the courtroom taking copious notes and tweeting via Twitter. So if you have Twitter, go to Crime Talk with Scott Reich. There on Twitter, you can see her texts as they come through regarding what's taking place. Obviously, the big news of the day, it turns out a lot of people were suspicious of extramarital affairs in the Morphew matter. Apparently, Suzanne Morphew thought that Barry Morphew was having an affair, and as it turned out, that Suzanne Morphew had been engaged in an extramarital affair with someone that she has known from high school for at least 2 years. They have met at least 6 times over the last couple of years in various cities. Now, that's the big news that came out. I think the significant thing is from that was that, well, first, no one said anything about it. Second of all, that the gentleman who was having an affair with her didn't come forward to the police until they contacted him. He didn't come forward when learning about Suzanne Morphew's disappearance. There was news about the bicycle, the way it was found, no indication that there were tracks going to where something may have taken place, no scuffle, nothing along those lines. I told you that I thought when you have to use a 152-page affidavit to establish probable cause, there's something in there that is problematic for the prosecution. Now, this is early in the stage and the burden is low for the prosecution, but these attorneys for Mr. Barry Morphew are very, very good. I told you they're coming out swinging. They are going to try and win this preliminary hearing, which means a first-degree murder charge doesn't stand. We've got today, tomorrow, and then 2 more days in a couple of weeks. It's going to be interesting. All right, next on the docket. Yep, here we are. We got up this morning because I had a trial, an attempted murder trial that went away. So I said, hey, Frank, let's go. And Frank said, hey, my dad's in town. Well, bring him along too. So here we are in Idaho Falls, Idaho. It was about a 20-minute drive up to Rexburg. We went by the house. We looked at things. I think the thing that's very noticeable out here is the fact that there's so much space. And if you're going to harm children, why do you bury them at your property? There's so much space. There's so much land. It makes no sense. Maybe it has something to do with the whole world coming to an end, burial, ritualistic thing. I don't know, but it doesn't make sense. Of course, Chad Daybell is going to simply say, I had no idea. I had no idea that the remains were there. It must have been Alex Cox that did everything without my knowledge. So, can't wait for this trial to begin, obviously, with the notification that the state intends to seek the death penalty. Very unlikely that this is going to go in December, but it makes you wonder, and I talked about this months and months ago. I think it was on a live show that we did, where at some point, you know, the defendant has to have a real open conversation with their attorney and say, hey, this is what I did or what I didn't do. Because I truly believe that had Chad and Lori Vallow gone into court and just pled straight up guilty to the tampering with evidence, the jeopardy would have attached and they couldn't have brought the case. But everybody kind of played, dilly-dallied around. But part of that's on the client if they're not being truthful with you. And it's the kind of thing you have to kind of look for. That's what I was always saying. Get that trial out there as quickly as possible. Quit delaying, because jeopardy attaches. Then you have compulsory joinder issues. If charges were brought, and of course they were brought, and all those other charges are now dismissed. So I think the defense kind of missed their opportunity there. You can't blame them. They were probably just trying to figure out what the hell was going on and go through all that discovery. But that's why we have the attorney-client privilege, so that the client can tell you openly what they did, so that tactically they can take advantage of that. Didn't quite work out for Chad and Lori in this particular situation, but we'll wait and see. And obviously the next issue is, do you think Lori's coming back? And after talking to people here in the city, I think they're going to be able to find a jury. I'm not sure that it's going to get moved. Please go to crimetalksearch.com, sign up for a background subscription service. You'll be happy you did. If there's anyone out there you were ever curious about what was in their background, now is the time to do it. If you're going to get involved with somebody, now is the time to do it. When you go to crimetalksearch.com, you put in the name, literally millions of public records are searched, and a report is generated. And it's going to give you a report. If they have multiple social media accounts, you're going to find it. If they have multiple phone numbers, multiple email addresses, it's going to be found. And more importantly, you're going to get information regarding criminal history. Hopefully the person you're searching has none whatsoever. But if it's there, it's going to be found. You're going to get everything you'd want to know, whether you're going into business or whether you're going into a personal relationship. You're going to be able to find out the information you want to know. So go to crimetalksearch.com, sign up today. You'll be happy you did. All right, next on the docket, our dumb criminal contestant of the day. Our dumb criminal contestant is, that's right, musician R. Kelly. His trial started in New York today. Jury selection has begun. Why is R. Kelly our dumb criminal contestant of the day? Well, he's 53 years old. He's looking at spending a lot of time in prison. He maybe should have thought about taking a plea bargain. I'm not saying he's guilty. He's given the presumption of innocence. We'll see how the evidence comes out. But when you're that age, your goal is to get out of prison and maybe spend your dying days not in custody. If he loses, he is going to die in custody. If he tried to do a plea bargain, maybe he would have seen the light of day. All right, that's all we've got for you today. It's a quick show. We'll see you tomorrow on Crime Talk.